Good morning, church. I'm sure that many of you have been wondering what's going on with all the crazy political craziness and storm of last week. It's kind of hard to follow, and I'm sure you feel kind of bounced around just like we do here as staff at Zion about what does this mean, especially. And the short of it is that after all of it was said and done, Governor Walz on Saturday, his executive order allowed for us to worship in our sanctuaries at 25% capacity. And so once that announcement was made, I decided it best for us to just take a few days and think about what this means, what this looks like, and what we're capable of doing. And so we took that time as a congregation to pray, enjoy a little bit of time off for Memorial Day weekend, and then came back at it on Tuesday. The Leadership Council met last Thursday, and they gave us some guidance on how to handle this. And this was well before Saturday's announcement and executive order. But they told us that we as a congregation are going to follow the law unless the law tells us to do something contrary to God's word. And I thought that was helpful. The Leadership Council also asked us to encourage people, if you are dissatisfied or supportive of what's happening politically, to engage the political process on your own and do that. And so as we stepped forward then and met today, we just had to kind of review and see what this actually means. Our sanctuary here, we can fit about 220 or 240, I think, is our capacity, as according to fire code, which means then that 25% of that is 60. That's not a lot of people for our sanctuary and for our worship attendance. We worship 342 people, and 60 would be like a poorly attended Advent worship service for us. And so as we thought through this, it didn't seem feasible for us to be able to do that, especially if we don't want to turn people away at the door, our own members and especially guests who are visiting us here this summer. And so we looked at what was available to us, and I set out some priorities for our staff. I said I wanted this to be follow the law. It needed to be well done. It needed to be manageable. It needed to be outreach focused. It needed to have the concern of our neighbors in mind, and then it needed to meet the needs of our congregation. And so we've come up with a plan that we think does all of those things for us as a congregation and improves upon where we've been. Is it where we hope to be soon and when all this is over? Well, no. But one of the exciting parts about this plan is we think it's something that might be able to be continued beyond this crisis and this necessity that we have. And what we're going to do is, starting on June 7th, we were already planning on having a parking lot service, but we're going to shift that and expand upon that. And we're going to start a summer ministry of outdoor worship here in the parking lot. We're going to do this. We're going to do this here. And where I'm walking right now in this first row along the building is going to be all area for seating. We'll have some chairs set up, encourage people to bring their own chairs, so we have to wipe down less, and it's, I think, just safer in general. And then we're going to fill these rows up here with cars. When we did our last parking lot service, we had 62 cars. We figure we can fit about 10 more, so around 70 cars we can fit in. This approach and this plan allows us to worship inside your car. That's what you're comfortable with. Outside your car together, socially distanced. It allows us to do it. We've got the equipment now where we can broadcast that in the car and not have to go through the radio station. And so this allows us to offer this with less restrictions, not having to turn anyone away, and allows us to start a ministry here that we think could be innovative and reach beyond ourselves, which is our goal as a congregation. And so again, on June 7th at 9 a.m., we're going to be having this outdoor worship service. What else are we going to be offering? Well, we're going to continue our online and radio broadcasts, worship at home resources for you as well. And so that won't change. If you're more comfortable with that, that will be there for you. If you'd like to come worship here, that will be available for you as well. We're also going to be starting communion on 1st, 3rd, and 5th Sundays. You can have that at the outdoor worship service, or you can have it from 10 to 11 in the West Canopy. You can drive up and get it after you worship at home or here in the parking lot. So let me recap. What's going to happen is, this coming on Sunday, June 7th, we're going to begin outdoor worship ministry here on site. That it's going to go like this. The morning will go like this: 8 o'clock KDLM broadcast, 9 o'clock outdoor worship service with communion on 1st, 3rd, and 5th Sundays. On those communion Sundays, there will also be an opportunity to get communion from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the West Canopy. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to have discipleship hour via Zoom. We'll continue that ministry as well. Is this perfect? Is it everything that we want? No, of course not. But does it help us get closer, be able to experience the joy of fellowship, and do it in a safe way that more people will be able to take advantage of, plus be an outreach to the community? We believe so. Your prayers and support and feel free to invite. That's all an amazing gift. And just know that this, all that we're planning on doing, is within the confines of the law. That same executive order says we can worship outside in groups to 250. We don't have to stop singing. We don't have to stop doing any of that. If you have any questions or concerns, again, go ahead and get a hold of me, Pastor Guy Roberts. I'd love to answer them, and the Lord's richest blessings on your week.